just knew it wasn't for me in that moment.
Yeah.
But the voice was telling me it is time to be true to yourself, be brave, have the courage, because it's going to be hard. Because after I did tell my ex-husband, I mean, it was confusing. Like, I was like, I don't know, I'm scared.
It's time to stop spinning your wheels, wasting time, money, and energy building your brand alone on social media. Hi, I'm Sophia Spallino, the host of Social Equity, the podcast, here to help you build your own profitable personal brand, the social equity you can rely on to make the money that you deserve. Are you ready, Miss Future Millionaire? Let's get into it. Stacey and Kristen are here, a lesbian power couple, not only as entrepreneurs, but creative couple. I'm so excited to have them on Social Equity. We're here in real life. So if you're listening to this episode, you might want to go watch the replay if you want to see some incredible lesbians. And let's see, Stacey, we're going to add your Let's Go Travel. So let me see when y'all come in. You have to?
We have it up.
Okay, awesome. Go to my profile. And then you'll see me live. And once you're in, I can invite you.
All right.
Awesome. Hey, y'all. Okay, check out this. This is where we're at. We're literally going live on a cliff in Ibiza.
It is so beautiful. No words can explain this.
No, there's no words.
Do I need to?
You're perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and...
Got it.
Yes, there we go. Perfect.
Right.
Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome to Social Equity. I'm so excited to have my friends and lesbian power couple here, Kristen and Stacey. They are not only powerhouse women, entrepreneurs, but they're extremely creative. We've got, we're going to first hear their love story, but just so you know the background, we've got one here who created the largest lesbian streaming platform ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And longest running.
Huge.
Longest running and biggest.
It's like think of Netflix but for lesbians.
Yeah.
Telefilms. Yes. And then we have a master manifester here and late in life lesbian, Stacey. And she's gonna start by telling her story. That's what I'd love. I wanna lead with your love story because that's what gave me hope to come on this trip. I saw them together. They interviewed me about 6 months ago now?
In February, yeah. February.
And I saw the way that they looked at each other and respected each other, and I wasn't getting that in this really toxic on-again, off-again situation I was in. And you gave me hope. And my parents saw you guys together, and it just...
Your mom's so lovely. I'm so glad we got to spend time with her.
Yeah, it meant so much to see it. So how did you manifest the dream? Because you came out late in life.
Mm-hmm.
Give us the story.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you the short story.
The bathtub.
The bathtub story. Okay. Well, basically, I knew that I was gay since I was probably 12 or 13. But raised Catholic, went to Catholic school. I wanted to be a mom. That was my dream. Some people want to be, teachers and astronauts. I wanted to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the 90s, I didn't know how to be a mom without a man. I didn't see that anywhere in movies or TV shows. The only thing I really saw was My So-Called Life. There was one gay character and that was it. I had no way of knowing it is now. And so I married a man, a wonderful man, right out of high school, and he was a good husband, and we had a great family, and I got to live my dream of being a mom. But there was always that inside of me I was attracted. I knew that I was attracted to women.
Yeah.
And I thought that I could push it down and forget it. But once the kids got older and I had more free time, I started thinking more and more about women. And I was like, this isn't going to go away. It's not something you could just put a Band-Aid on. That's what I thought.
I tried to make it go away too. I did.
I really did. I was I'm praying. I'm a mom. I thought I could do that. But that's not how it works. It's not real. So once I realized that, I was like, okay, now what? Because I didn't want to get divorced. I was my whole family's divorced, and I was like, I wanted to end that. But really, when it comes down to it, you can't live your life like that. You have to stay true to who you want to be. And we're here on this earth, this one go round, and you have to live the way you want to live. You can't just hide and pretend to be somebody else. You're not going to be happy. And that's what started happening. Like in my mind, I was trying to be happy, but my body was like giving out. It was like I was having anxiety. I was having physical pain. All these things were happening to me because I wasn't
living your
acknowledging my truth, and I was trying to fight it.
Yeah.
And so I always say that like my body gave out before my mind did. And then once your body gives out, well, then what are you going to do? You're not living then. You're just depressed.
What were your symptoms?
Just so bad, like full on, like full body joint pain. Like I thought I had MS. I thought I had all these things. I went to got MRIs. They're like, you have anxiety. That's what doctors kept telling me. I was like, oh God. So it's just, you can't. One of the two, like the mind or the body is going to give out first. And it just did for me. And I was like, it's time. I have to tell my ex-husband. I told him, I told the kids, I told my family. No one was, like everyone was shocked. Like no one believed me at first. They were like, what, are you sure?
You never gave them any sign.
No. And they were like, but you never, because I was with my ex-husband since I was 18.
Wow.
So like I had never kissed a woman. I had never like been intimate with a woman. So
that's what's amazing.
Everyone
like,
was
Stacey
confused.
Oh,
yeah.
Was always true to her vows and told her husband and didn't say like, I've been cheating on you, because she didn't.
No.
Like, she's like, the integrity is just amazing.
So everyone was confused. Like, but how do you know? And I'm like, I just know.
Yeah.
Like I trust myself, and I knew in my gut, like body, that this was true for me, that I was gay. Like I didn't have to go like off and sleep with a woman to know. I just knew. So that's what happened. That was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Now I'm here.
Someone listening, someone's already telling you, thank you for sharing your story.
Oh,
We love that, DeRose. New client. Hi. So excited to have you in PPP. But what's really interesting, what you just shared, it's like whoever's out there and they're like, well, I've never been with a woman yet. That doesn't make you any less valid. Like when you know, like you have like a desire. I always say like trust the desires God gives you, because that's your way. And if you go against yourself, you're going to get sick. You're going to be in misalignment. Mm-hmm. So, okay. But how did you manifest a dream relationship after never even dating women? Because I want to know. I need to know.
So after I told everyone and I separated from my husband, I started like journaling. I did meditation. I did playlist. There was a moment in the bathtub.
Yes. Let's hear it.
I mean, it's crazy, but it's true. So I had a bathtub moment where I had I'd like to take a bath. That's my thing. But I was lighting candles. I had spiritual music going, and I wasn't necessarily like meditating or praying in that moment, but I got in the bath and just felt like a sense of like peace come over me, a quiet where everything was like silent, and I heard a voice, like my voice. It sounded like my voice, but I knew it wasn't like coming from me where I was like currently. It was like
your higher self.
It was like my higher self, or like at that time I didn't know that. I was like, is my higher self, or like, spiritual, like spirit? Because I couldn't tell. I just knew it wasn't from me in that moment.
Yeah.
But the voice was telling me it is time to be true to yourself, be brave, have the courage, because it's going to be hard. Because after I did tell my ex-husband, I mean, it was confusing. Like I was like, I don't know, I'm scared. I didn't have a college degree. Like I had been with him since I was 18.
You had a picket fence life.
I had been a stay-at-home mom for 23 years. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have like job experience. I was scared. But I also knew that I couldn't stay in this moment anymore.
No.
And the voice gave me enough courage to go through with it, go through with what I was saying to you. And so I got out there, and I met my first girlfriend online, and I met with her. And once I was with her in that weekend, I knew. I was like, okay. I mean, I knew already, but like having to go meet her and kiss her, and it felt right. And I was like, there's no way that like I could go back at this point.
I would say it's like Kissing a man is like a dried out steak, and then you kiss a woman and it's like a marshmallow, and their bodies are soft. No matter their size, their bodies are soft, and you're like, oh my god, it's the best feeling in the whole world.
Yes.
Oh, this makes me happy. Okay, so how did you get to the point where you were ready to call on each other? Because I know for you, you've been gay so much, like out so much longer. We're all gay, like okay, but like you were out so much longer. So like,
Yeah.
how did that work for you to call in Stacy? Like, I'm ready for the one.
Yeah. So for me, like I had been single for the longest period in my life. Like after my last long-term relationship ended, I think I realized I was like, I need to really do some work on myself. And like, how do I call in my soulmate? Because it was kind of clear to me that I had not called in my soulmate. Like I'd been married, I had had many long-term relationships, but I think like when my girlfriend before Stacy, well, like my last long-term relationship before Stacy, when she broke up with me, I was like, oh, I'm not giving as much to a relationship as I need to. So what is it that I need to do to really heal some old wounds and open things up for me? And I think
Most people don't take that time to figure out like I could be the problem.
I knew 100% I was the problem.
Dang.
I was like, okay, I haven't found that, like, I always rolled my eyes when people are like, when you know, you know. And I thought, okay, well, that's probably a sign that maybe I haven't found that right person. And so I did a lot of work. I did a lot of therapy. I did a lot of meditation. I did a lot of journaling and journaling around very specific things that, and during that time, I still dated people. Like I was dating and like still kind of like trying to figure out like, oh, okay, not you. And then I just always say like, when you have a reaction to something that's disproportionate with like what it's actually doing. So I had a disproportionate reaction to a person who was not giving me emotionally, mentally, and physically anything that I knew in my mind I deserved, but I still couldn't stop thinking about this person.
That unhealthy attachment.
That it was an unhealthy attachment. And I said to my therapist and like to friends over and over again, I was like, I need to work on something because the reaction to this person is disproportionate to what they're giving me emotionally, which shows me I have not healed myself.
So like just to clarify, it's like why are you hurting so much over someone giving so little?
Exactly.
Okay, because that's what you helped me see. So I'm assuming that's
Yeah.
Like, that's what I had to see and had this trip to look forward to be able to get here. Like you taught me that you're like you're having she hasn't given you any reason to be this upset.
Exactly.
Like what she did's hurtful, but like
Yeah.
she's showing you again and again.
Exactly. When someone hurts you over and over again and you're still wanting to give your time and energy to that person and you're stronger in so many other areas, you have a sense of self-confidence. You have a sense of self. You're successful in your business. When all of those other things are strengths.
Yeah.
But then when you're kind of like emotionally attached to someone that's not giving you the same thing that these other things are giving you, that's what is a red flag.
Huge.
In your mind where it's like, oh, I have to do some work in this area. And I think I'm so grateful for that because if I hadn't healed that part of me, I would not be, obviously like I'm still flawed, but I would not be able to give myself as fully to Stacy as I am now. But it's because I've worked on and healed those parts of my relationship past that I can be so confident with Stacy.
That is so beautiful, taking responsibility. And then let me just like one up that. Like if you would not have done that to be that for her, I wouldn't have been able to see. I wouldn't be here. I know the money I wouldn't make this summer in my business because I wouldn't be like in Europe embodying what I teach. Like it's trickled down. Like you paid it forward. So thank you so much.
I think the cool part of that is we didn't even realize that that's what we were doing.
No.
Like it wasn't until you were like, you're an example of this thing. I was just being with Stacy the way we normally are with one another. And I didn't think it was something that was like, that could be such a positive, such a aspirational or positive like role modeling going forward.
Yeah, we need to see healthy lesbian relationships, especially women in business. That's what I love to share. Queer women, if you identify as a woman, and we're including everyone who identifies as a woman, if you are a queer woman, you deserve to rise. We've been disproportionately affected by, just as women, we get paid on average 16% less. As queer women, even more marginalized. And so to see healthy relationships and healthy bank accounts and healthy like love for your life is what I want to share more of in the world. So thank you for being a part of that. It's so trickled down. So anyway, you guys will see more of us together. I know we're gonna be working together in the future. So pumped.
Yes.
Okay, now I want to hear about how you put together Tello, because I'm sure when you did this, there was no one having a streaming company for queer women. There's no way, right?
Yeah, no. So Tello is 17 years old. We're the longest running LGBTQ streaming platform, period.
Wow.
And we're still one of the longest running streaming platforms. Like we're as old as Netflix, Hulu. We're older than Amazon.
Oh my God.
So we've just been, and I knew that for me, I wanted to see positive queer representation, and I wanted to give a platform to queer women making queer content. And already in Hollywood, women are not recognized as much as men. We're not given higher levels of like the creative pieces, like directors, cinematographers, producers. There's fewer women than men. And GLAAD just came out with a report saying there's going to be like over 30% fewer LGBTQ characters on television next year than in this
I
year.
bet they got so much backlash.
So, you know, it's so important. Like I thought after 17 years, I wouldn't need to have Tello, but it is important now, like more than ever, because our stories are being canceled because not enough people are watching. So I just want to be able to support women, independent queer women filmmakers, making independent films and giving them a platform and as much money back as possible.
Wow.
And I'm one of those filmmakers as well. So I make content for Tello. Stacey and I are doing a travel show.
Yes.
We just want to lift up, just like you. Like, our passions are so aligned. You want to lift up and help lesbian or queer women in business. We want to do that for queer women artists.
Love it. I freaking love it. So aligned. And it's so necessary. The amount, even if we see movies in theaters, right, with queer women, aren't they most likely produced by men and like some of the characters aren't even queer?
A lot of times, yes. But I still say it's important because Hollywood needs to know that they can make money when they put lesbian or LGBTQ characters in stories.
Yes.
And I think so many times they're afraid if they do that, they're going to lose money. But there's a big audience who's hungry for that kind of content. So
the truth of what's going on in the world, what's real, the real relationships.
So, you know, when you watch like, you know, any like Love Lies Bleeding, you know, with Kristen Stewart, that's important to watch in the theater. That's important to give your money to. It's important to support. You know, any holiday romantic comedy, you know, if you subscribe to Tello, like all of those things help those queer content makers make more movies, like just period.
I love it. So you're saying it's important to support it even if like there would be people who go, oh well, don't see that because it's produced by a man or something like that. Like it's still important to show Hollywood like where our money's
exactly.
where our money's in our mouth.
You vote with your dollar. You vote with your dollar.
Yeah.
And we're a capitalistic society. And a lot of decision makers, you know, we have now become a group of algorithms.
Yeah.
So we need to show that our algorithm is important.
Yeah.
Like when you watch, like, there's like lesbian TikTok's a thing.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
thing.
lesbian Instagram's a
Over
thing.
here.
You're like, yes.
That's why we're here. And so, like, when you watch, when you support, it's incredibly important. When you let your voices know that you don't like something that was canceled, that's important. So, even if there is a man involved, I think decision makers need to know we are an audience and we are a voice.
Yeah.
And we are a force.
Yes.
Out there.
And it's profitable. Like queer women,
Yes.
we can be a profitable community for these films to be seen and for us to go, that's important. That's what we're choosing to spend our money on.
Yeah.
So freaking love it. Okay, what about the travel show? Because I'm biased. I got to be on it. They came to Louisiana. Really?
Yes.
Yes. So they came to Louisiana to interview me. It was a new show. I didn't know who they were, but I was like, I'm down. If this is for bettering the queer community, like, let's do it. And I had no idea. Like, I still want to know, when's it airing? How can they get access to it? And what's it about beyond just my episode?
You go. Go, man.
Okay, it's airing in June for Pride Month. I'm super excited. Cannot wait. And yes, you will be on the first episode.
I'm so excited.
And basically, it's just a show like showcasing LGBTQ community, lesbians, business owners. Where can you go and stay at a hotel and feel safe? Where do you go eat? Like, just all the festivals that are happening. Where is everybody gathering? So
Yeah. It's, so often women business owners are not lifted up because the businesses that they're in tend to be more like community based.
Yeah.
And so, women business are a huge percentage of small business owners, but not as large of a percentage of like CEOs in Fortune 500 companies. So, but then lesbian business owners are even like a smaller group. So we want to lift up women who are doing incredible things in cities all across the country. And so we've gotten some amazing suggestions. There's just the two of us with a limited budget. So we're doing everything that we can to travel around, lift up people, lift up organizations, and lift up, things like Velvet Ibiza, where women gather that have its incredible sense of community. Mm-hmm. So we're really looking to highlight women who are creating a sense of community.
I love that. Yeah, that's what this festival is. I've met so many incredible women around the world.
Oh my gosh, so many.
Hearing so many stories, making friends for life. It's wild. Okay, what's some of the business owners? Because you're saying women typically we're service providers, community builders. It makes sense. That's my audience. I help them build profitable personal brands, blow up their brands on social media, become famous. These business owners you reached out to, they're not necessarily on social media yet. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. What are some of those professions that you're typically seeing women in, queer women?
So in the first episode, in our New Orleans episode, we visit people who have a skin, it's called Saintly Skin. And they do like
a lesbian married couple.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
And they do like salt facials and lip flips and Botox injections. And so like they're doing again, like amazing things, but it's around esthetician and skincare.
Which people don't
mostly
expect.
for women,
I know.
which you wouldn't expect a lesbian couple to do, but like they're amazing. And then we have Amani, who's in Lafayette.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out Amani, who has a yoga studio, but also is like looking to lift up other women around like, is there a space that she can give to life coaching? Is there a space that she can give to like other women who are trying to help other women?
Her studio is the most body inclusive, body positive.
The energy in that studio is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And, in Miami, we went down to our Wilton Manors, and there's some amazing lesbians who are doing some work around micro grants for lesbians who just might need that little bit of help. Like I need a nice suit for a job interview and I can't afford it. Or like our softball team, we would love to have a softball team, but our group, because we're like women of color and we make lower incomes, we can't afford like shirts for our softball team. So they give these micro grants just to kind of help people lift up, create community. And then we also interview women who are creating a brand new lesbian magazine. It's a physical magazine of women who are part of this area called the Pride Center that's helping LGBTQ people in South Florida gather, get needed like medical referrals that are positive towards like lesbians, LGBTQ community, who are there to gather to like have a like inclusive space,
which we all know is a challenge right now.
So such a challenge. So we're really just working on lifting up different places that people can go and visit that they can feel safe. We did Barcelona. We highlighted one of the lesbian bars in Barcelona.
Wow.
So it's just been I mean, our gratitude cup is so full in meeting these amazing women just like you.
I love y'all so much. As soon as I met them, I was like, we're soul sisters. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to do in life.
I don't know. You opened the door and I was like, oh, I've known this woman before in another lifetime.
It's so weird is we're from the same town. We never met each other. Italian, femme lesbian.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
So crazy. But they live in Nashville now. I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. Anyways, people, they're like, we love this episode. We love this couple. How can they follow you to learn more about Tello? Let's Go Travel and follow just your adventure as a couple who's doing big things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say let's go. So it's les_go_travel_show on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
And then it's going to be on my lesbian queer streaming platform, Tello Films. And we're Tello Films on all the platforms. T as in Tom, TELLO Films, like Tello Films. And yeah, we're just, we're just looking to do what we can in this lifetime to support creative lesbian people and lift up the lesbian community. We wake up every day thinking about that.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And for those of you who are listening, because of my amazing friends, Stacy and Kristen, I'm Sophia Spallino. I am also a late in life lesbian.
Yes.
And I'm so happy about where I am in life, even though I felt like I didn't get to start my not only personal and like relationship journey until like 29. I'm about to be 32, but I didn't get to start really earning money for myself until 29, 30. And I built a multi-six-figure business in 18 months. And I use social media and business systems to help women who are already service providers and feel very purpose-led in their lives. They know what they want to do. They just need the support to make it happen on social media. I have a program that can help them. So if you're interested in learning how to become famous online, become the icon in your industry, and make money doing what you love, serving people as a life coach, or maybe you're a lesbian therapist, or just any queer woman out there or ally who is interested in growing your business online, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always a DM away at Sophia Spallino. So thank y'all for joining me.
Thank you for having us. We love you.
And thank you for just showing me the example of you two. Because what we all know, whether it's business, love, relationships, if we don't see someone do it first, we don't know it's possible for us. Which is why we probably didn't see representation.
That's what happened to me. Yeah.
Like, did you see feminine lesbians where we live?
No, absolutely not.
So it's so important that no matter who you are, especially if you look different than us, that you shine bright, because someone needs to see you and see someone who looks like you and who does what you do that's different from us and go, oh, if she can, I can. So keep shining your light bright and go out there and get what you want. Bye, lesbians! Congratulations for listening to another episode of the Social Equity Podcast. Every moment you invest in building your brand is contributing to your social equity. If you're an exhausted coach or service provider, or you're just getting started building your brand from scratch, I can't wait to give you the first steps to go from 0 to 5K months and advance to 10 to 20K months. But why should you take my word for it? Well, I've spent over 9 years in the industry, amassing over 350,000 followers across platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as hosting a top charting podcast, building a successful service provider business, and coaching powerful women to build purposeful, profitable personal brands. So yeah, you should lean in and listen to the social media secrets, sales tips, marketing strategies, and mindset hacks I share. I want to help you build your dream business that makes real money, leveraging the power of a personal brand on social media. Because you're ready to quit wasting time on content that isn't working and start bringing in the money you deserve as a purpose-led coach or service provider, sharing your gifts with the world. So for a limited time, I'm giving away your first steps to go from 0 to 5K months and advance to 10K to 20K months. Grab my newly revamped Profitable Personal Brand Blueprint, the proven framework to build yourself a personal brand that motivates, inspires, and sells so that your business can thrive the way it should. Just go to the link in the show notes. To ask me questions in real time, join me on Instagram Live for the live podcast show. The schedule is always posted on my profile. My handle is @Sophia Spallino. And if you're tired of posting without a reliable strategy and posting without maximal profit, just like many of my clients were before, then you want to join the Profitable Personal Brand 6-month coaching program. Many of you asked how you can get me to coach you on building a profitable personal brand like the one I have. That's why I designed this coaching program, so you could have me coach you, guide you, and mentor you. This is for female coaches, service providers, and entrepreneurs who want to be known for purposeful work and build an extremely profitable personal brand on social media without wasting time. Whether you're a novice at creating or you're feeling stuck hitting a plateau in business that once had consistent revenue and need guidance, support, and coaching to get to your next level, book a strategy call to speak with either me or my team to see if we'd be the right fit to work with each other inside of the Profitable Personal Brand 6-month coaching program. Mind you, I am very selective and this coaching program is not for everyone because I'm only taking on serious, purpose-driven, and committed soul sisters inside of my community. If that's you, book your free strategy call now. The link is in the show notes. And if you feel yourself come alive and get excited to take radical responsibility for building your social equity, your personal brand that no one can take from you, leave a 5-star rating with a kind review wherever you listen to podcasts. And be sure to share the show with a powerful woman you know. And remember, with a positive mindset and a profitable personal brand, all things are possible. So go get up and go get what you want.